Shalom, Barakatha, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and salutations to all of the sincere Akim worldwide. This is an article I'm going to dissect from the Metro, and it reads, as you can see, you can now store Ripple and Bitcoin in a creepy microchip implant that's been compared to the mark of the beast. Now, if you know anything about the true definition of what the mark of the beast is in Revelation chapter 13 and 16, the word there is charagma, a Greek word charagma that the apostles of GMS have continuously and always gone into. The word charagma refers to an incision, an implantable mark. And Yahweh Shai told us, man, that we shouldn't make any incisions in the flesh, according to his law. Now, what it is that mark here, pertaining to Leviticus, pertaining to Revelations 13 and 16, is the RFID microchip, because it tells you in that same scripture that a man shall not be able to buy or sell without it, man, and all shall receive it, man, both small, great, bound, etc. All signs point to the RFID chip, man, not an embargo, not a religion, not a way of life, not white women like some bugged out jakes claimed it is. The RFID chip, man, is that mark of the beast. And we've been pushing this so hard now that it's even coming out in Esau's media. The Metro in the UK is one of the most popular newspapers out there, mainly because it's a commuter's newspaper. It's a free newspaper issued out at every station in the UK, whether it be a train station, for a tube or overground, and on buses also. And this was in the Metro this week. It says, whenever you've got loads of cash in your wallet, there's always a chance of losing it or being robbed. And you see, that's how they're going to push the RFID chip, through the means of convenience, man. And one way they're going to do it is by saying, yeah, man, you can always lose your wallet, you can always lose your bank card, your driver's license. But what if you have all of your identification in a microchip implanted in you that is impossible to lose, man, that you're always going to have really handy because it's literally there as a part of you, Now, when they crash the society also, because this society is going to become totally cashless. A video I did a while back talks about how I believe, if I remember correctly, Britain has about 65% of its transactions done with no physical cash at all, man. Because they're going to crash the society, and then there's going to be an emergence of these cryptocurrencies, being Bitcoin, and the rest of them, Ripple and Bitcoin, which a lot of Jake are jumping into right now because they think that's the next hot thing. But guess what? Those are going to be corrupted also, man, because they're just a form of credit, just a form of credits, in the same way that right now you might get paid on the 25th of January or whatever the hell have you, but you're going to get paid in credits, not tangible assets. Those cryptocurrencies, man, are electronic. And at the end of the day, they're nothing tangible. Those are going to crash also. And then the only means, man, of you people being able to purchase goods, the only means of you being able to operate and function in this society is going to be that chip. Now, it says here, but if you're using cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin or Ripple, you can now store them in a place where you will never mislay your cash. Guess where that is? The chip. Because that Bitcoin and that Ripple, like I said earlier, is electronic, man. And it's a way to ply people into just going straight heads deep, heads first into that, that cashless transaction, man, that electronic way of transacting. It says a Danish firm called Microchip has just released an update for its microchip implant, which means it can use Ripple, one of the hottest virtual currencies right now. So guess what they're doing, man? They're getting you people geared towards it. They're using that means of convenience. They're pushing that Bitcoin and that Ripple, and they're merging the interface. They're interfacing it into the RFID technology, man. And a lot of people are going to fall right for it. It says this means you'll be able to store your virtual cash, your virtual cash stash under your skin by getting a chip installed in your hand. So technology is out there, man. Did you just read what it says? Your cash stash under your skin. Hey, man, this is not a joke. But let's see what Yahweh Shai said about getting incisions in the flesh. Because at the end of the day, man, that goes straight against Yahweh Shai's law. You can read about it in Leviticus, the 19th chapter, which I'm about to grab now. Just a second. It's like you're Satan fucking around, making things hella slow. Okay, we're in Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19, and I'm going to go straight to verse 28. And it reads, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai." Now, it was an ancient custom among some of the heathen nations, and which crept into Israel, that when people died, we'd make, incisions in our flesh as a sign of honor to the dead. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai said in his law, man, that he delivered unto Moses, man, like I just read in verse 28, that we were not supposed to make any cuttings in our flesh, nor print any marks upon us. So guess what, man? Tattoos are off. Yeah, getting your son's name or your dead mum's name or dead brother or whatever the fuck, your dead friend's name on your skin is a off practice, man. It's a heathenistic practice. Your body is not a art book. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai created us, yeah, to literally go back to the dirt the way we came, man, with no markings or incisions in our flesh unless they were caused by natural causes, of course. But you're not supposed to be drawing on yourself like a colouring book, man. That's not the way your body was created. That's not what it was created for. But like this article says, man, they're gonna be able to store and actually cut into your flesh, man. The word karagma, incision, to cut. They're gonna cut into your flesh to give you a virtual cash stash under your skin by getting a chip installed in it. What does that sound like, man? The chip uses Ripple's own payment system, which means it doesn't need to be connected to the owner's bank account, even though they're probably going to give it that capability. It says this should enable wearers to store cryptocurrencies in the chip, and it may even be possible to make payments in the future. Of course it is, man. And as you can see from this picture, it's not only going to be used for payments, it's going to be used as a form of identification, it's going to be used as a form of, control for your household goods, whether that be your fridge, your microwave, your TV. They're trying to make man almost like, what's the word? So like they're trying to make us like androids, man. Trying to infuse technology with mankind, man. That's not what Yahweh Shai created us for. It says here anyway that, however, the device is already proven controversial and has been dubbed the mark of the beast. You're damn right. Guess who's been pushing that doctrine? The true doctrine, however, I must say, the apostles and elders of GMS on down, man. On Twitter, one person wrote, "I like the Ripple and XRP, but I will never get the chip. The mark of the beast." Praise Jesus. I mean, that guy there, he ain't got the name, but he knows, man. Because even amongst these common Christians, they know that chip is the mark of the beast, man. They know that shit ain't right. Hey, no thank you, Satan, another added. Some Christians believe the book of Revelations predicted. I mean, I ain't gonna get into all of that because they're trying to take it literal, talking about a beast with two horns, looks like a lamb and speaking like a dragon, will place a mark in humans' foreheads. You see, the Christians are going off because they're taking it literally. They don't understand that the beast represents NATO and the whore that rides on the beast is Babylon, man. The harlot, which represents America. They're waiting for an actual beast to appear. Yeah, but they are right on the sense that anyone that is not given this mark will be unable to buy or sell. Yeah. And hey, man, it's real. It's real. They're quoting Revelations 13 and 16 in here, and I'm going to read it properly and break it down. So, I'm going to get into the scripture right now. Just give me a second, Akim. Yeah, Revelation chapter 13. And let's go. Let's start from actually verse 13. "And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by the sword and did live." Now, when it talks about the beast having a wound by a sword and did live, it's referring to the fact that after the Roman Empire, you had a period of time that Esau and his scholars like to refer to as the Dark Ages, also known as the Byzantine Empire. The word Byzantine meaning backwards because at that point in time, Jake took them down, man. However, they came back in power. The Edomites came back in power during the Renaissance period. So, in a sense, their empire was wounded, but then they recovered it back. So, them being the beast system metaphorically, yeah, being NATO and the EU now, is referring to the fact that the ancient Roman Empire was taken down. That's why it had a wound by a sword. However, it came back into power, man, into where it is today, the reborn Roman Empire. That's why it says, "and it did live." So the beast is representative of the system, man. The setup, the power structure. Verse 15 says, "and had power to." And when it talks about the miracles, so like on verse 14, it's talking about stuff like, when it, like it says, in a couple of verses above, it says in verse 13, doeth great wonders that he maketh fire come down from heaven. You know, it's talking about the fact that these Edomites were given nuclear capability, because before, in the ancient times, men fought, you know, on ground, man, and the closest they got to the air was, you know, with bows and arrows, man, you know, and catapults with boulders and that. You know, you might have had aeroplanes that came in much later, but the fact that Esau perfected the atom bomb and nuclear technology, man, is what the John the Revelator described as a miracle, because he was writing it from his perspective at the time, and at that point in time, the only people or beings, I should say, that had technology on that level was the angels and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. But hey, man, knowledge would be increased, like the scripture says, and guess what? This so-called white man got the power, you know. That's why the apostles also, ancient priests, so like the ancient prophets said that the time coming would be a time as never seen before, because the weapons of warfare that this man has is on another level, man. But anyway, verse 15 says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now obviously it's not talking about actual beast, but in the vision, John the Revelator saw a beast, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai personified the kingdom into an actual beast for the purpose of his vision. However, that beast was representative of NATO, man. Same way that you had, you know, in Nebuchadnezzar's dream in the book of Daniel, the statue. It wasn't an actual statue, you know, that was just going to stay around forever during the empires. It was a statue significant of different kingdoms to come. You know, you got to know when the Bible is literal and also when it's metaphorical, but it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, it says that those who not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't down with the program, man, they're going to come for you, man. Scripture talks about the great insurrection against them that fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Anyway, in verse 16 it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, meaning everyone, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now the word mark there, like I said earlier, if you want to go into it again, you know, just for the purpose of edification for whoever still doesn't understand, in 2018, yeah, the word mark is charagma, yeah, a Greek word, charagma.
Strong's G 5480, charagma, charagma.
It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. A mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. You know, they're going off with that because there's many Antichrists, but you get the point. Hey, man. And you getting that chip basically is you declaring that you are a slave to the Rothschilds, man. You know, you declaring that you're basically down to be their pawn. And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will definitely do away with you for that. Trust me, you got to be able to stand firm, man, because although the devil is going to come down upon us, you got to have faith and know that though you might perish outwardly, man, your inward man is going to be renewed daily, man, should you keep your faith in your heart, Hashem Yahweh Shai. Read that Revelations 2:25, man. You know, we're going to be given power over the heathen as long as we maintain. But we got to go through the hell. This is Revelations 12:11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto the death. Straight, strive for the truth unto death. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, being this deceiver, the so-called white man, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth but he hath but a short time. Hey, man. That's talking about the fact that Esau, man, in this society knows that his time is nearly up. You can see it, man. These elites know that they're running out of time. That's why they're pushing hard to bring in that new world order agenda. Because our words, man, and our effort is breaking down this kingdom. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is on the verge of returning, and they're desperate, man. That's why they're bringing this chip out, man. That's why they're pushing that cryptocurrency hard. You think that cryptocurrency just exploded just for no reason? That's because it's all a program, man. It's all the program of these elites to get you people, man, into that conditioned state of, yeah, cryptocurrencies are banging. That Bitcoin, that Ripple, you know, and you're going to put so much trust in it. When it crashes and they tell you, yeah, man, the way to get all of that money back, that cryptocurrency, that digital currency, that digital money, is to get that chip, man. And you people going to run to that because you're going to be on some, yeah, I stole thousands, I saved hundreds of thousands through that currency, man. I ain't about to lose all of that money. And guess what you're going to do whatever it takes, man. But riches profit not in the day of wrath. It don't matter how much riches you got, man. It's an easy thing for the Most High to make a man rich. But if you want to place all your trust in riches, man, hey, man, Yahushua told the rich man, and he told our people, he told the rich man that to give away all that he had, because it was nothing. In his time of Solomon, he was the richest man on earth, and he said everything was vanity, man. He also said, store yourself riches in heaven, where thieves and rust and rust, where thieves do not break in and steal, and rust, like I can't remember the exact words, but things, your possessions don't rust, man. It says, of course, the microchip could just be a cool but rather creepy device than a sign of an imminent apocalypse, but that doesn't sound anywhere near as exciting. I mean, hey, man, those who know and are in the know spiritually know what this is, man. It's that mark of the beast, man, and it's nearly that time. I'm going to finish this off with 2 Corinthians, the second chapter, so like your 2 Corinthians, the second chapter, and the 11th verse, our last scripture, and it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Hey, man, we see how this devil's moving. We see the steps that he's taken, man, to condition these people. A lot of these people are just oblivious to the fact that soon enough, they're not going to be able to just go to a cash machine and withdraw a £5 note. Soon enough, they're not going to be able to just get on a bus with the Oyster card, because that Oyster card is going to be positioned as a chip, man. And if you ain't got that, you ain't going to be able to just get the tube and get your Victoria line and go to work. You ain't going to be able to just get on your bus. You ain't going to be able to walk into your car and just spark it with a key. You're going to need that chip to start your shit, man. There's cars that depend on that technology right now. There's certain parties that you have to use the chip to get into. Everything's set up in place, man. And if you ain't ready for this, you're going to get caught slipping. You want to be a wise virgin, not one of the unwise. Keep your oil burning and know that it's nearly that time, man. Hey, the articles are out there. They're comparing the chip to the mark of the beast, man. And these are just common peons. Obviously, they're breaking the scriptures down wrong, but they know. Hey, man, the spirit's moving. Shalom. Shalom.